Hey, Bill here, October 10th, 2:30 p.m. or thereabouts. Somebody is cutting a tree down. All right, so in my suspension project request, I've gotten the rear suspension rebuilt and the car's on the road. And now what I'm doing is exploratory surgery. I've ordered 2 new control arms. These control arms, they're original, 237,000 miles. They seem to be okay, but I'm getting to the point where I think that preventative maintenance is a good idea. So I live in the Salt Belt, so getting these control arm nuts, the bolt and nut that hold the control arm to the subframe, are notorious in this car. It's 94 Saturn SL2. And I'm just doing exploratory surgery today. I've pulled the steering arm castle nut here. I've removed it, put it back on with grease, torqued it, and I discovered that it didn't have the cotter pin was gone. I haven't gotten to the castle nut down at the bottom of the knuckle, from the control arm to the knuckle. Maybe I'll get to that today. I'll see if I can get it off. I might not do that because you need to pull the caliper off, and it's even easier when I do the control arm and 2 new hubs and bearings for both sides of the car. I've ordered new bearings. These bearings, they appear to be okay. They're original, 237,000 miles. They don't owe you anything at that mileage. And I intend to drive the car a year or 2 more. And while I'm here, I'm thinking of just renting one of those bearing press tools, and for I think 80 bucks, so 40 bucks each, I can just replace them. So it's the world's cheapest bearing job. So what I've been doing here, if you look in here, basically without removing the control arm, without taking the knuckle off, or the rotor, or the caliper, and then dropping the knuckle, and even pulling out the strut tower to get more room, popping the steering arm, and then doing the sway bar. Also, I removed the sway bar. I removed the sway bar down there and retorqued him with a little bit of lube, and he's good to go. I know that he'll be good to go when the control arm comes, and I can map in time for my car to be up on jack stands for a day, 2 or 3, or a week, or whatever it takes. So basically, what I'm showing you here is some ingenuity. Is that I put this wonder bar here, this angle of small, breaker bar. We call it a wonder bar. And I clamped it to the sway bar and the control arm itself. This blocks the upward movement of the 18mm open-ended wrench. I've got the closed end on the nut, which is 18mm nut, and I used my 2-foot long breaker bar, snap-on, bought used, half price, over new. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. It's art, really. And also in combination, due to space limitations and degree of arc and swing of arc and all that, I used my 18-inch Sears, my old reliable breaker bar. So I've gotten the nut and the bolt turning, and now I'm using my half-inch ratchet, and it's a slow process. So what I want to do is I'm going to see if I'm just going to work the nut all the way to the end of the bolt, and then move as per Richpin, my hero. I'm going to try to gently move the bolt forward and back, and see if it's fused to the insert within the control arm, which is the insert within the control arm bushing, which is my ultimate nightmare, because that's really a really scary prospect. I heated the nut. What you see here is that white thing is a tile, a leftover tile from my bathroom renovation project. When I tiled the bathroom, renovated the whole bathroom. You can see my other videos. Basically what I did is I used that as a heat shield, and I torched the nut. For about 30 seconds just to wake it up, and I used the tile as a heat shield. It's not a space shuttle tile, unfortunately. It does get kind of hot, but it protected the control, the constant velocity joint boot. So, all right. So, talk to you later. this is just exploratory surgery. I'm not taking apart the entire, assembly here, though I will, because though the bearing probably is good, but for grins and giggles, because I wanted to get the experience doing it, I ordered 2 new bearings and spindles, and so we'll do it. And for $80, and maybe I'll get the rent the tool from a store, the bearing press tool, and just patiently pop the 2 old ones out and put the 2 new ones in. So I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.